Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be spending some time talking to you about the Greenworks 24 volt and 48 volt system. This is a system that has an assortment of different battery sizes, 4 amp and 2 amp. Greenworks states that they have over 200 products in their product line that will fit both the 24 volt and the 48. I'll show you in just a minute. The 48 volt just simply means 2 batteries at the same time. And they have a wide assortment of products. I probably have somewhere between 40 and 45 different Greenworks products. And so my plan is to make a number of videos to follow using these batteries. But I thought I'd start out with a video on the batteries themselves. But as you can see, just a few small items. I didn't want to grab the larger ones today. A little shop blower. They got 3 different types of blowers, and I'll do that in a separate video. Of course, your cordless drill is what most people start out with. Those come in handy, very handy. I've got several cordless drills. I've got several impact drills. Again, come in very, very handy. Again, I'll be making a separate video on the tools and what the batteries can be used for. Also, like this, another quick and easy tool is a cordless fan, a battery operated fan. But they also have edgers and string trimmers, chainsaws, and I've got a number of different types of those. I've got the small string trimmers. I've got a large string trimmer. I say large meaning the 48 volt. I've got a 48 volt edger. I've got 3 different sizes of chainsaws and a number of other things that's not coming to mind right now. So be looking for future videos to discuss that. Before we get any further, if you find this video helpful, if you will go ahead and hit like for me and also subscribe. I'm going to be making a number of different videos, starting with the Greenworks tools that I have, but I'm going to be reviewing a lot of different products as well, generators, pressure washers, and things like that as well. So if you would subscribe, and you hopefully will enjoy some of those future videos. But let's go ahead and take a look at the batteries and the battery chargers themselves. First, let's talk about the batteries. Well, you'll see that I got a number of different colored batteries and sizes of batteries, but here's all that means. They're all 24 volt. This one that says the 24 volt max just happens to be an older battery, but it is identical to the newer style. This is also a 24 volt battery. As long as it's a Greenworks 24 volt battery, it will fit in one of these chargers, and I'll show you that in just a moment. They come in 2 different sizes. The smaller size is what they call the 2 amp battery. This is usually what individuals start out with when they first get their first Greenworks drill, and these work fantastic. They're lighter, of course, than the larger batteries, but they the same power. Or, as you can see, you have a different size battery. Now, this particular battery here, this black one, is a 4 amp. So it's twice the size of the 2 amp. It just means it will last longer. The power is the same. They're both 24 volts. So don't get confused that this one's going to be a stronger battery. The 4 amp is the same power as this green one that I'm holding. It's just they will last much longer. And so when you get to some of your larger tools, some of the chainsaws in the product line, my edger, my string trimmer, they're what they're called 48 volt. Well, that doesn't mean it's a different battery. A 48 volt is simply 2 24 volts plugged in together at the same time. So it gives you more power in that regard because you're doubling up the voltage. But because these are 4 amp, they will last much longer. Now let's talk about the chargers a little bit. You can see there's 4 different styles and colors and what looks like types, but they're all the same. They all charge the 24 volt battery. Now, these 2 are 3 amp chargers. These 2 are 2 amp chargers. So these singles that are a little bit taller supposedly will charge a little bit faster, but to be quite honest, I've not noticed the difference. When I'm done using any of my tools, I'll just plug in my batteries, and the next day when I got to the workshop, or a couple days later, they're fully charged. So I don't know how much faster they necessarily would charge, but just that's what they are. Now the black is just simply an older model, and it even says the G24. Well, the G24 is no different than the 24 volt. It was just the original, or one of the earlier brandings. This is one of the later ones. Notice with these two chargers here, I have my hands on, the red light is always on. I guess that's okay, it doesn't bother me any, but it's a quick glance to show that they're plugged in, ready to go. All four of these are plugged in currently. So you'll see how these will light up only when you plug in the battery. These two show with the red light that it's plugged in. It's going to be the other light that's going to show you the status. Now, if you plug this in and it's red, if it's a red light, it means that you have an issue with the battery. I'm going to make a separate video on that. You can, for lack of a better term, jump start the battery. They're not bad batteries when it's showing red. You can, in most cases, jump them and get them charging again. But I'll make a separate video on that. If it's a solid green, it means that it's fully charged. You'll see this one is also fully charged. Now these, they light up when you plug them in. So let's plug in this guy. You can see it's blinking. If it's blinking, it's showing that it's charging. And when it's finished charging, it will turn solid. The good thing about this charger on the end is it will allow you to charge two batteries at the same time. So let me go ahead and plug these in. You can see that one's blinking green. It needs just a little bit more charge. And that one's showing as a solid green. So that one's fully charged, and this battery is currently charging. Another thing about the batteries is you have some older styles, but it doesn't mean they're any different than the other. They all work, as I've mentioned earlier. However, this is an older style battery, one of the earlier styles, but the newer ones, which is kind of nice, you can press a button, hopefully you can see that, and you can actually see how much charge is left in the battery. Those come in handy when you're out there on the property and you're wondering how much battery you got left. You can just plug on that. Let me see if you can, and you can see all three lights on there. Well, that's just a real quick introduction to the battery system, how the 24 volt and the 48 volts work, and the two different sizes, the 2 amp and the 4 amp batteries. Again, if you like this video, please select like for me. And if you would subscribe, I would certainly appreciate it. That way, as I make more videos, you'll be made aware of those. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, hit like and subscribe and look for more videos to come.